Well, live from Moore Gymnasium on the campus of Bethune-Cookman University in beautiful downtown Daytona Beach, Florida. It's time to begin the final homestand of the 2025-26 season for Bethune-Cookman University basketball. It's doubleheader week, Thursday and Saturday, and we start with the BCU women's team against Alabama State. Hello and a very warm welcome. My name is Michael Torello. Happy to have your company. Flying solo, at least for the first part of this broadcast. Sabrina Petit-Holm will join me later here at the broadcast desk. Well, the Wildcats broke their 12-game losing streak last week with 2 wins against Texas Southern and Prairie View A&M, then followed it up with a road win against Jackson State. The Wildcats have won 3 of their last 4 games. Meanwhile, Alabama State, after starting the season slow, losing 3 of their first 5, has won 7 of their last 8. And they are sitting third in the conference standings at 9-4. Alabama State won the matchup between these 2 teams in Montgomery, Alabama on the 31st of January, 78-60. Let's jump into the keys to the game. First for Alabama State, you gotta find interior presence. Their top rebounder, blocker, and most efficient scorer, Cleria Peterson, is out for tonight's game. So who will step up and take the lead for a squad that leads the SWAC in rebounds per game? Alabama State has 40.6 rebounds per contest, but Cleria Peterson providing 7.7 of those, 170 total overall. She also has 15 blocks and is their most efficient scorer at 55.8%. How will Bama State replace her? And for Bethune-Cookman, you've got to create efficient shots. Alabama State is second in the SWAC in field goal percentage allowed at 37.9%. The Wildcats are 9th in the conference in shooting efficiency at 35.9%. Move the ball well and create open looks, whether that be in the paint or from three-point range. The starting lineups are about to be introduced down on the floor. Let's run you through them up here real quick. First for the Hornets of Alabama State. A junior forward, 5'9" from Houston, Texas, Alana Pooler. One of 6 returning players from last season. A junior guard, 5'6", from Detroit, Michigan, Shamaya Reed is their leading scorer in terms of points per game, and their leading assister with 53. She's also a SWAC newcomer of the week for what she did against Bethune-Cookman and FAMU earlier this season. Scored 16 points against the Wildcats in Montgomery. A junior forward, 6 foot tall, from Montgomery, Alabama. The main person who will play replacing Cleria Peterson tonight is Takea Walters Norman, a transfer from Bishop State Community College, making her only 2nd SWAC start of the season. Their highest scorer by pure points at 208 is a junior guard, 5'6", from Columbus, Georgia, transferred from East Georgia State 2 years ago, Kaylee Simpson. She also is their most efficient three-point shooter with 35%. And their final starter is a graduate student guard, 5'5", transfer from Alabama A&M, Taylor Smith. We pause for the national anthem. The starting lineup for Bethune-Cookman looks like this, and it should look very familiar to those of you who have frequented our broadcasts. Damani Dorsey starts, a senior guard, 5'7" from Baltimore, Maryland. She leads the team in points per game at 9.7. She has 6 straight games with 10-plus points. She also leads the conference in free throw efficiency at 89.1% and leads the team in steals with 37. Starting at forward, a 6'1" graduate student from Bellevue, Illinois, Tyler Butler. Tyler Butler leads this team in field goal efficiency at 47.9% and blocks with 26. She is also 4th in the conference in blocks. Her partner in the front court is a junior forward, 6 foot tall from Chicago, Illinois, Sinai Tyler. She leads the team in rebounds with 158, coming out to 6.6 per game. And the final starter is a senior guard, 5'11", from Houston, Texas, the transfer from Nichols, Kaylin Peters. And we're going to send you down to PA to introduce the Bethune-Cookman starting lineup. When we come back, it's game time here on the CatEye Radio Network and SWAC TV. I did miss a starter in my starting lineup rundown for the Wildcats, the 5'6" junior guard from Reseda, California, Madison Holden. Madison Holden has been very good, including a 20-point outburst the first time against Jackson State. Wildcats in their all-pink uniforms, the second time they've worn those this season. They wore them at home against Prairie View A&M. Last time they were at home. And for Alabama State, they'll be wearing the gray uniforms today. In terms of conference standings, the Wildcats still with a lot to fight for. They sit at 4-9 in the SWAC, a game behind Texas Southern for the 10 seed. And that 10 seed is very important because then they would play the 12, the winless Prairie View A&M, in the first round of the conference tournament. If they were to leapfrog Texas Southern and get that 10 seed, the boon for the Wildcats is they beat Texas Southern in the regular season and they will not see them again. So all the Wildcats need to do is win one more game down the stretch than Texas Southern does, and they will leapfrog the Tigers into that 10th spot. The Wildcats currently sitting in 11th place in the SWAC. Alabama State currently sits tied for 3rd with Southern at 9-4. Cats win the tip, going left to right in the all-pink. Alabama State, the gray, trimmed in black and gold, and we are underway. Kaylin Peters inside the free throw line, got bumped, and will go to the free throw line with just 15 seconds coming off the clock. That's the first foul on Kaylee Simpson. As I mentioned, she is the Alabama State top scorer. Like Bethune-Cookman, Alabama State really spreads out the scoring. They do not have a player in averaging in double figures, but they have Shemaya Reed with 8.9, Clarice McClendon with 7, Kaylee Simpson with 8.7, and Claria Peterson, who is not playing tonight, as I mentioned in the pregame, also at 8.7. So they like to spread the scoring out and around. 2 of 2 at the line for KP, and the Wildcats take a 2-0 lead. They'll run the three-quarters court press with a 2-2-1. As flying to the baseline, kicking the ball back down. Here's a 3 on the way from Reed. Good. Shemaya Reed averaging 8.9 a game and shooting the 3 at just 22.9%. Cashes that one, and it's a 3-2 Alabama State lead. Holden across to Damani Dorsey. Dorsey on the wing, back to Holden. Damani Dorsey is on a run of 6 straight games in double figures. There's a foul called on the drive by Madison Holden, and the Wildcats will have a baseline in. That's already the 2nd foul. Oh, correction, that's the 1st foul on Shemaya Reed. I thought they'd called that on Simpson. This Alabama State team is under new management for the first time in 27 years, as that ball is floated up to Tyler Butler. Butler on the handoff to Kalen Peters. Peters on the wing, dribbles the ball off her foot. 10 to shoot. Down low, Butler in traffic, can't grab the pass, and it's turned over to Alabama State. And then the Hornets turn it right back over as that pass was too hot to handle from Walters Norman to Reed in the corner. As I mentioned, Janetta Hayes is the new Alabama State head coach. After Frida Freeman Jackson retired after last season, was Alabama State head coach for 27 years. Wildcats run some chaos inside the free throw line. Madison Holden goes left, kicks the ball out to Damani Dorsey. Dorsey looking for the screen. Butler with 8 to shoot, across to Peters on a baseline drive, tries to throw it underneath and turns it over again. Alabama State is reading that pick and roll baseline very well, and a traveling violation down the other way will prevent Alabama State from getting anything out of it. In a league that is so chaotic and turnover happy, the Wildcats are one of the worst defenders, turning the ball over 20.5 times per game, and turned the ball over 23 times in their loss to Alcorn State last Saturday. Pull-up jumper from Damani Dorsey is pure from just outside the free throw line, and already a timeout called by Janetta Hayes. Alabama State turns the ball over the most in the SWAC. 23.5 turnovers per game for Alabama State, so the Wildcats will be looking to generate a little bit of chaos. We'll take a 30-second break and be right back. Wildcats up 4-3 here on the CatEye Radio Network and SWAC TV. Back at Moore Gymnasium. Michael Torello calling all the action for you. Early on, just 2 minutes gone by as Bethune-Cookman takes on Alabama State. Bethune-Cookman leading 4-3, and 2 early turnovers have forced head coach Janetta Hayes in her first season to call an early timeout. Both teams have turned the ball over twice. Alabama State, a bad pass in transition and a travel. Wildcats, 2 turnovers have come as they've tried to get the ball into the post, trying to pass over double teams. Alabama State has only really had 1 half-court possession. Whistle and a stoppage of play as Taylor Smith falls down in the middle. Check that, that's Alana Pooler falls down in the middle as she almost turned the ball over. And it was a clock error, so we're gonna reset the clock. 7:54 on the clock. And Amari Franklin is gonna come in. Amari Franklin is the best free throw shooter on this Alabama State squad. One of 6 players that returned from the final season under Frida Freeman Jackson. Amari Franklin, a lot of Poolers. That ball is almost turned over. Pooler runs to pick it up across to Taylor Smith. Pooler. At the top of the key here is Shemaya Reed, has the only 3 points for the Hornets so far. Bounce pass underneath. Mid-range jumper, no good. Offensive rebound. The putback, no good. And the Wildcats will take it. That putback was no good by Takeo Walters-Norman. Wildcats up one with the basketball. Kaylin Peters on the right wing. Gets the screen from Butler, dribbles back to the top of the key. Across to Damani Dorsey. Dorsey around a screen, gets to the free throw line, shovels it back to Butler. Butler handoff Holden, 8 to shoot. Holden pulls up from dead on for three. No good, long rebound to Pooler. Nothing really doing on that possession for the Wildcats, as Alabama State denied driving access on all of the dribble handoffs. Chaos underneath, a rebound too strong, or layup too strong by Walters-Norman, but she'll go to the line as they'll get Sinai Tyler for a foul. It almost looked like, from my position on the baseline, that Amari Franklin, as she was driving to the basket, stepped out of bounds. But it went uncalled. As Nakiria Flowers is into the game. Flowers from Fort Lauderdale, a true freshman, has maybe 15, 20 friends and family in the building tonight, all sitting behind the Alabama State bench off to the right of the camera. Second free throw no good, but a lane violation is going to be called against the Wildcats that will send Norman back to the line. Walters-Norman thrown into this starting lineup, only 1.7 points and 2.1 rebounds per contest on the season. And this is only her second start in conference play. Misses that one, and the box out for the rebound by Butler, so it's a 4-4 ball game as Norman goes 1 of 2 from the line. Jordan Brooks checks in for the Wildcats across to Peters. Peters splits a double team, pushes up a mid-range jumper, no good. Rebound Alabama State. Shoveled ahead to Reed. Reed dancing, lost the handle, out of bounds. That'll be Wildcat ball. Alabama State has turned the ball over 3 times in this opening 5 minutes. The Wildcats have turned the Wildcats have only got up 3 shot attempts. Both teams are 1 for 3 from the floor. That one for Alabama State was the triple by Reed. Jordan Brooks picks up the dribble, hounded by Reed, and turns the ball over to Reed, but Reed steps on the out-of-bounds line as this game continues to be chaotic. Correction, that was Flowers face guarding Jordan Brooks. Brooks retreats into the backcourt to get the ball, 20 on the shot clock. Entry pass, deflected right back to Brooks from Maya Johnson, who's also just checked in. Johnson out to Brooks. She drives baseline, flies to the basket. Her momentum was just a little bit too strong and she couldn't finish the layup. Flowers through the lane, kick out, open 3 for Pooler from the left wing. Rebound boxed out by the Wildcats and Tyler Butler. Everybody cold to the floor, 1 for 4 for both teams here early on as it's just 4-4 as we approach the first quarter media timeout. Kaylin Peters drives in, throws it up, and got it from the baseline on a hook shot. Kaylin Peters has 4 points in the first quarter, breaking a 2-minute and 18-second scoreless streak for the Wildcats. Tough pass across the time stripe, deflected out of bounds by Kaylin Peters. Madison Holden's going to come back in to replace Jordan Brooks, and for Alabama State, Kaya Ponder, the transfer from UMKC, is going to come in. 6-4 Bethune-Cookman. Wildcats trap aggressively off the inbounds pass. Ponder over her head to Taylor Smith. Smith back to Flowers. Her three-pointer short. Rebound Johnson. Madison Holden tries to get the better of Amari Franklin down the floor. She'll slow it up in the media window with 5 minutes to go in the first half. Maya Johnson up on top. Across to Peters. Back to Holden in front of the ASU bench. Tapped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Wildcats. And that should take us to the media timeout. And we will play on here as they took the media on that first called timeout by ASU all the way back with 6 minutes to go in the first. Madison Holden across to Kaylin Peters, 8 to shoot. Peters. Sinai Tyler with 3, with 2. Wildcats won't even get a shot off. Dorsey throws up a prayer. It somehow hits the rim, and Nakaya Flowers pulls down the board. Long pass ahead to Franklin. She goes all the way and got fouled by Sinai Tyler. So that'll be Sinai Tyler's second foul. Janessa Kelly will come in to replace Sinai Tyler, giving up a little bit of height on the interior. And a chance to tie the game for Alabama State at the line for Amari Franklin. She's the best free throw shooter on this team, 77.8%. Averaging under 4 points per game, Amari Franklin. Last year at Bama State, averaged 4.1 points. Her season high is 15 this year against Prairie View A&M. First free throw, good. Amari Franklin started her college career at Bishop State Community College, averaged 11.1 points and 3.5 rebounds over 2 seasons at the junior college level. She sinks both free throws, and we are tied at 6 in a low-scoring first quarter here in Daytona Beach. This is your first of a doubleheader today. The men's teams from Alabama State and Bethune-Cookman will lock horns at 7 p.m. here on the CatEye Radio Network and SWAC TV. Holden got fouled as she did a nifty little rip pass back to Kaylin Peters. That foul's going to go on Taylor Smith. The Wildcats will have a baseline in with 4:16 to go in the first quarter, tied at 6. Johnson going to work, can't get the layup. And the rebound by Flowers. Flowers the pass ahead to Franklin. She gets underneath and got fouled by Madison Holden, who pushed her out of bounds. So both teams have 3 team fouls. For ASU, 1 on Simpson, 1 on Reed, 1 on Smith. For the Wildcats, 2 on Sinai Tyler and 1 on Madison Holden. Not in the act of shooting, it'll be a baseline in for Alabama State. Taylor Smith to trigger the inbound. Went from Huntsville to Montgomery, Alabama A&M to Alabama State over the offseason. The Wildcats rip the inbounds pass away, but turn it right back over to Smith. Smith inside, the kick out. Across it goes to Flowers. Here's the 3, good from Amari Franklin, and it's 9-6. Alabama State. Alabama State has hit 2 threes here in the first quarter. Wildcats 0 for 2 from beyond the arc. Maya Johnson tries a dribble handoff, but it's blown up by Franklin. Flowers pulls up over Holden, misses it short. Madison Holden stops just inside the time stripe. Drives left around the screen, kicks it back to the top for Peters. Peters to the corner, Janessa Kelly fakes the 3, drives in, floater in the lane, no good. Maya Johnson deflects the exit pass, but it comes right to Taylor Smith, and Alabama State gets a chance to build on this 3-point lead. Wide open underneath, layup no good by Pooler, hit the underside of the rim, and Maya Johnson grabs the rebound. Wildcats scoreless over the last 2 minutes and 21 seconds and counting, as Jordan Brooks is about to check back in for the Cats, as well as Alexia Johnson. Imani Dorsey almost has the ball poked away from her, finds Holden. Peters, baseline jumper, too strong. Janessa Kelly has the ball go off her fingertips. Bama State going quickly, coast to coast, and a foul will send Taylor Smith to the line, and the Wildcats cold as cold can be. What was my key to the game for Bethune-Cookman was generate good looks, and they have not been able to do that. Alabama State has pressed hard at the 3-point line. They've denied drives into the paint. They've denied open looks from the outside, and they've rebounded well. As is the nature for Alabama State, they're the best rebounding team in the conference, averaging over 40 rebounds per game. Maya Johnson, Janessa Kelly, and Madison Holden take a seat for the Wildcats. Charlize McClendon goes to the bench for Alabama State. Taylor Smith at the line, as I mentioned, the transfer from Alabama A&M 2 seasons ago, makes the first free throw. She played at Alabama A&M under Margaret Richards, who's now the head coach at Jackson State, before Dawn Thornton got there. Makes both free throws, and it's 11-6. Then averaged 6.7 points last year for Alabama State. Dorsey open for three. Kaboom! Wildcats back within 2 minutes to go first quarter. Low scoring contest here at Moore Gymnasium. Wildcats try to bat the cross-court pass away. Inside Smith, floater in the lane, no good. Rebound Damani Dorsey. Dorsey to Brooks, will run the point. Brooks behind the back dribble, got a hip check from Smith. And that'll be her second foul. Wildcats won their opening SWAC game against Florida A&M on January 3rd. Then they lost 8 in a row. Didn't win another game in the month of February, but have started, in the month of January, excuse me, but have started February as that ball kicks off of Flowers and out of bounds. Have started February winning 2 of their first 3, beat Texas Southern and Prairie View at home last homestand, then beat Jackson State on the road last Thursday, a week ago today, before falling to Alcorn State in a close contest on Saturday. Minute and a half to go first quarter. Pull-up jumper off the rim, no good from Damani Dorsey. A rebound to the Fort Lauderdale, Florida native Flowers. Falling down and getting called for the travel is Shamaya Reed after long pass. That's the fourth turnover, excuse me, on Alabama State here in this first quarter. Alabama State really is trying to go fast off of missed jumpers and turnovers. That's at times to their own detriment. Tyler Butler back in the contest at the top of the key. Alexandria Johnson goes left, throws it down low to Butler, and has the ball ripped away from her. It's gonna be a jump ball. We'll give the ball to the Alabama State. The Wildcats have tried the pick and roll 5 or 6 times in this first quarter, trying to get the ball down low to either Sinai Tyler or Tyler Butler.
1 minute to play.
And it has not worked yet. I'm guessing 4 of their 5 turnovers, not of that exactly, but 4 of their 5 turnovers have been mishandled pick and rolls that have been well played by Alabama State. Trap in the corner, that leaves a man open in the middle. Off the heel, Franklin misses the runner. And another travel as Takeo Walters Norman grabbed the rebound but fell down. We'll give the ball back to the Wildcats, and the 5th turnover for Alabama State in this first quarter. Alabama State 2 of 10 from the field, both of those threes. Wildcats 3 of 11 from the floor. With 40 seconds to go in the first quarter, Jordan Brooks hounded by Flowers. Finally gets in around the screen, but her layup is no good. A race to the corner is won by Alabama State. Flowers behind the back dribble, almost double dribbled, had to push that along to Reed, who crosses the time stripe with a 1 second difference. Shot clock to game clock here at the end of the first quarter. In the high post, here's Ponder. She drives in, layup good. 4-point lead, 5 seconds left. Brooks, coast to coast, the floater from the free throw line catches nothing but air. And 1.6 seconds left to go in the first quarter. It's been not a good first quarter for the Wildcats offensively, and they have had a a habit this season of starting really, really slow in the first quarter, especially at home. They bucked that trend a little bit over the last couple of games with good starts against Texas Southern and then Jackson State. But they have not started well on offense tonight. They trail 13-9 at the end of one here on the CatEye Radio Network and SWAC TV. Back in Moore Gymnasium, second quarter about to get underway between Alabama State and Bethune-Cookman. Alabama State leads 13-9, mostly because of a 5 of 6 first quarter from the free throw line, where the Wildcats only went to the charity stripe once. Both teams hit Wildcats 3 of 13, Alabama State 3 of 11. My name is Michael Trueno. Happy to have your company on the CatEye Radio Network and SWAC TV here on Thursday afternoon in Daytona Beach. Wildcats will start with the ball, wearing their pink with maroon trim and maroon numbers on Breast Cancer Awareness Day. It's also Greek night here at Moore Gymnasium. Johnson the kick out, Dorsey the pull up, short. And the Wildcats have been dominated on the glass early on by Alabama State, who once again want to run in transition. And that's a jump ball. Nice defense by Kalen Peters to prevent the layup from Reed. Janessa Kelly comes back in as Alabama State men's basketball is in the building. They just turned up. 3 from the corner, too strong by Amari Franklin. The men's teams from Bethune-Cookman and Alabama State will take the floor at 7 p.m. You can catch that game right here on the CatEye Network or SWAC TV. Offensive foul, illegal screen. That'll be called on Kalen Peters. Peters, one of 2 Wildcats, along with Damani Dorsey, to play all 10 minutes of that first quarter, and she, along with Dorsey, have all 9 of the Wildcat points. Peters with 4, Dorsey with 5, and Peters will go to the bench for the first time this afternoon as Maya Johnson comes back in. Alabama State out-rebounding the Wildcats 12-9. At this juncture, short corner for McClendon. McClendon attacks Butler, pulls up, rims out. Alexandria Johnson tries to shake Amari Franklin, but Franklin stays with her. Johnson still with the dribble moves, hands off to Maya Johnson. The handoff to Alexandria. Johnson in and draws the foul as she tried to throw the ball underneath to Tyler Butler. That'll be a foul called on Kaya Ponder. Ponder, the former McDonald's All-America nominee and city MVP at Tulsa, Oklahoma. Played at Richardson High School, ended with over 1,300 high school points. But has yet to really show elite potential at the college level. He stops at Morgan State and UMKC. That time the pick and roll is got down to Maya Johnson, but she misses in traffic. Long pass ahead is too long and out of the reach of Caitlin Bryant. That was McClendon who threw the ball down the floor. And from the way that Alabama State plays, especially after misses, where they just want to run so fast and don't want to really set up in the half-court offense. They just want to get to the bucket and go coast to coast. You can see why they turn the ball over so much. Johnson dribbles the ball off her foot, resets to Maya Johnson. Down low, Butler, tough catch, puts it up, got the foul called on Ponder. That'll be her second that she picks up in succession. As Tyler Butler is going to go to the line to try and break an over 3.5-minute scoreless streak for the Wildcats across the quarter break. Tyler Butler, fourth in the SWAC in blocks this season, coming in with 28 on the year. But her first free throw is off the mark. She is not a great free throw shooter, Tyler Butler. 64.7%, 33 of 51 on the year. Misses both. Rebound to Alana Pooler as the Wildcats come up empty again, and that scoreless streak will eclipse 4 minutes. In the corner from Bryant, she steps inside, misses a mid-range jumper. Lids on both baskets right now, as neither team has scored in the last 2 minutes. And for the Wildcats, it's a 4-minute scoreless streak. Janessa Kelly across to Alexandria Johnson, who's been in and out of the lineup this year with injury. Maya Johnson, top of the key, across to Damani Dorsey. Johnson sets the screen. Dorsey drives in, kicks it out. Johnson with 7 to shoot. Dancing, driving, into contact, will go to the free throw line. Nice job by Alexandria Johnson creating something there at the end of the shot clock. Alana Pooler will pick up her first personal foul. Already the third foul on Alabama State in the second quarter. The Wildcats with 1. 7:40 to go, quarter number 2. Neither team has scored here in the first almost 3 minutes of quarter number 2 until now, as Alexandria Johnson drops it in. Former junior college All-American at Southern Arkansas Tech, Alexandria Johnson. Then 2 years at Queens and 1 year at Tuskegee before landing in her graduate season here at Bethune-Cookman. Pulls the Wildcats within 2 and breaks a 4-minute and 32-second scoreless streak for the maroon and gold. Kaya Ponder will run the offense. Check that, that's Shemaya Reed. Hands off to Bryant in the corner for Simpson, their top scorer. Simpson has the ball ripped away by Butler. Johnson running the floor. Gets all the way in. The bounce pass, the back door to a wide open Janessa Kelly. Johnson draws 2 defenders and finds the wide open Kelly, and then Alabama State turns the ball over. Sharice McClendon was meant to receive that pass, but she was not paying attention. Damani Dorsey will take her first seat of the night. As Shamari Phillips comes in for the Wildcats. Johnson to Johnson. Maya almost loses the handle, guarded by McClendon. Jordan Brooks off a screen to the top of the key. 7 on the shot clock. Johnson pulls up for a long 3. Off the heel, no good. Flying in for the rebound is Caitlin Bryant. Long pass ahead to Reed. Gets inside against Johnson. Johnson blocks the shot and goes down. chaos on the ground. It's going to be a jump ball that'll give the ball to the Wildcats off the alternating possession. Yeesh. Crazy sequence. Way to work back by Johnson to block the shot. The Wildcats should have possession here. And they do. As Kaylin Peters is going to come in. I would guess she'll replace Maya Johnson so she can get checked out by the bench because she looked to go down grabbing her knee. But no, Peters will just replace Alexandria Johnson. So she did come in for Johnson, just not the one I was thinking of. Maya looks to be okay. Jordan Brooks trying to get by Nikiria Flowers. Brooks picks up the dribble, entry pass to Johnson. Johnson, the dribble, almost gives it up at the free throw line, but is reached in upon by Nikiria Flowers. Flowers will pick up her first personal foul. Nikiria Flowers from Fort Lauderdale leads this team in steals. Related to Zay Flowers, who plays in the NFL for the Ravens. Jordan Brooks against McClendon. Gets around McClendon. The extra pass. Three on the way. Short. Rebound McClendon. Charlize McClendon bumping with Brooks. The handoff and the foul called underneath. As driving in was Franklin. They're going to get Shomari Phillips for the reach. Phillips missed the open look on the other end and then commits the foul on the defensive side. Now Alabama State's Amari Franklin is at the line to try and break a 4-minute scoreless streak of their own that has allowed Bethune-Cookman to tie the game, and she missed free throw. Franklin, the top free throw shooter on this team at 77.8%. Alabama State is second to last in the conference in team free throw percentages. Franklin misses both. They shoot the free throw as a team at just 60%. The only team worse than them is Arkansas Pine Bluff, as there's an offensive foul down the other end on Peters. Peters picks up her second foul, so 3 Wildcats with 2 fouls here. Holden, Tyler, and now Peters. As this really scrappy, grindy, low-scoring game continues. 13-13 with 5:54 to go in the first half. But this is kind of how the Wildcats want to play. Low scoring. They don't generate a lot of offense themselves. They really like to get in and grind and win these low-scoring games. Peters almost rips the ball away from Franklin. She does well to maintain possession. Here's Caitlin Bryant, cross-court pass to Franklin, who stepped out of bounds and traveled. You're going to take your pick of the infractions there. And the Wildcats will get the ball back on the 8th turnover of the first half for Alabama State. Wildcats, one of their last 8 from the floor. And Alabama State has not scored in the last 4 minutes and 34 seconds. Jordan Brooks draws a hand check foul on Flowers. There's been a lot of fouls called in this game so far. Jordan Brooks was expected to have a kind of breakout year this year. Hasn't really happened. Scoring 6 points, leads the team in assists with 51. Still shoots the three-pointer really well at 36%. But coming off a freshman year where there was a lot of hype for her, including a couple games where she scored almost 20 points, a career-high 18 against South Alabama last year at the Stetson Hatters Invitational. There's a lot of hype around Jordan Brooks this year as her sophomore. Open, the Hornets go up 16-15. Brooks of Tyler Butler. And that'll bring us to the second quarter. Media time out. Back, this is Bethune-Cookman University basketball on the CatEye Radio Network and SWAC TV. Back at Moore Gymnasium, Wildcats and Alabama State Hornets. With under 5 to go first half, 16-15 Bama State in a low-scoring game featuring a lot of turnovers. Wildcats press high. That leaves a man free in the corner, but the Hornets turn it over again. Jordan Brooks, coast to coast, throws it up off the side of the glass, got it back, but stepped on the out-of-bounds line while doing so. Seventh turnover for the Wildcats. Alabama State has turned the ball over 8 times. And Jordan Brooks maybe tried to do a little bit too much there. Alabama State tries to break this Wildcat press. Amari Franklin, who's got 8 points to lead all scorers at the top of the key. In the corner, here's Reed. Down low, McClendon. Almost turned the ball over, got lucky because it went off of Butler, who was trying to steal the overthrown pass. The Wildcats will switch their guards as Alexandria Johnson and Damani Dorsey replace Jordan Brooks and Shomari Phillips. Baseline in for Bama State. Up on top for Reed. Shemaiah Reed takes the screen and 3. Off the window, off the rim, and no good, out of bounds, Wildcat Paul. Before that, Alabama State was 50% from 3 in the game, 3 of 6, now they're 3 of 7. Kaylin Peters in the trees down low, shoveled across to Alexandria Johnson. She drives to the nail. Mid-range jumper, no. Maya Johnson can't save it, and it comes out to the top for Alabama State. Here goes Shemaiah Reed all the way in. Got a shot blocked by Dorsey. It touches the out-of-bounds line. It'll stay with the Hornets. Wildcat head coach Janelle Creighton Del Rosario arguing that Alabama State touched the ball last. That ball goes well into the backcourt as Kaylee Simpson retreats to grab it. Hornets by 1, 3:25 on the first half clock. Simpson against Peters. Now McClendon at the free throw line, driving it on Butler, creates space, throws it up, no good. And a foul is going to go against the Wildcats down low on the rebound. Maya Johnson will pick up her first foul. Give another chance for Alabama State. Alabama State 22% from the field. Wildcats 19% from the field here in this first half. McClendon gets position down low as her shot partially blocked by Johnson, fading away, and it hangs on the rim and falls for Charlize McClendon. 3-point lead for the Hornets. You hear Nakiria Flowers' family getting loud. The Fort Lauderdale native has about 15 to 20 family members here today. Johnson driving in on McClendon, gets around her, gets in, and travels. Oh no, the foul's called first. Haley Simpson's gonna pick up her second foul. That'll send Alexandria Johnson to the free throw line. Wildcats need to be more aggressive at trying to get to the line. They are the best free throw shooting team in the conference in 70.5%. First one good by Johnson. Her free throw percentage is 77% on the season. She's battled injury for a lot of the year, been in and out of the lineup, including missing a big stretch at the beginning of conference play. But they have really enjoyed having her back the last couple of weeks, and the wins have kind of followed Johnson as she's returned. Nifty move, bucket, and the foul by Kaylee Simpson as she left 3 defenders for dead, and she'll go to the free throw line for another. As Maya Johnson picks up her second personal foul. As Kaylee Simpson, who's a 73% free throw shooter, goes to the line. Haley Simpson has scored the most points on this team before today's game. 208 on the season. That's 8.7 per game. She completes the three-point play as Alabama State equals their biggest lead of the night. And now we'll full court press. Johnson picks it up across to Dorsey. Dorsey back to Johnson. Just over 2 minutes to play here in this first half. 21-17 Alabama State. Johnson drives, got the foul called. That'll go against Kaylin Bryant. That'll send the Wildcats back to the free throw line. Wildcats are 8 of 10 from the charity stripe in the opening half of this game. Almost half their points from the line as they've only made 4 field goals, 4 for 21 from the floor of the Wildcats. Alabama State 6 of 20, but 3 of those are threes. They're 3 of 7 from beyond the arc, Alabama State. Johnson continues to knock down free throws, and it's a 2-point game again, 21-19, 2:10 to go first half. Simpson trapped, gives it up. That goes off a foot down low. It'll be a kick ball and keeps the ball with the Hornets. Alabama State playing with fire on every one of those risky passes. They've already turned the ball over 9 times. Wildcats have 6 points off those 9 turnovers. 22 on the shot clock, 2:03 on the first half game clock here at Moore Gym. Nice catch and shoot by Pooler, but she misses it short. The ball goes out of bounds, last touched by the Wildcats. Alabama State has had a really solid conference season under first-year head coach Janetta Hayes. And because of first-year head coach, you'd think new coaching staff, and that's mostly true. Although there's one assistant coach holdover from a season ago. That's Bianca Jackson, the daughter of former head coach Frida Freeman Jackson. Bianca Jackson played at Florida State and South Carolina, and for the last couple of years was on her mother's staff as an assistant coach and continues to coach at Alabama State. Foul called off the ball. That'll send Franklin to the free throw line with both teams in the bonus. Tyler Butler will pick up her first foul. And Charlize McClendon, who hit that really tough fadeaway a couple minutes ago, will go to the line to try and pick up her 3rd and 4th points of the game. She already has 5 rebounds since the first one. Alana Pooler also has 5 rebounds for Alabama State. For the Wildcats, Tyler Butler has 5 boards. Alabama State commits the foul on the potential missed free throw rebound, which will send the Wildcats 94 feet the other way. That'll be the second foul on Bryant. 5 Alabama State Hornets have 2 fouls here in this first half. Bryant, Flowers, Ponder, Simpson, and Smith. But for the Wildcats, Madison Holden, Sinai Tyler, and Maya Johnson each have 2 fouls. Tyler Butler misses the first free throw. She was 0 for 2 on her first trip to the line in the first quarter. Wildcats are one of their last 11 from the floor and trail by 3, 22-19. And I'll make it 2 as Butler hits the second free throw. Wildcats will bring the pressure again in the backcourt. McClendon over her head to Simpson. Simpson top of the key back to McClendon, who rifles it to the right-hand side. Pooler driving in. The kick to the corner is not in time. Did she step out of bounds? No. The Hornets will keep it. as that ball was deflected out of bounds. Coming up, we'll have a break for halftime, but then after that, we'll go around the SWAC, catching up on all the women's basketball action going on in the Southwestern Athletic Conference today. Catch and shoot three from the corner. Good for Amari Franklin. Alabama State's lead is solely because of their three-point shooting. They've hit 4 threes in the first half to the Wildcats 1, and they've got their biggest lead of the night at 25-20 with 1:25 to go in the first half. Butler trapped on the baseline. Got to get the ball away. She eventually does. It resets to Dorsey with 10 to shoot. Dorsey with 8. And a whistle and a stoppage of play. Apparently another issue with the shot clock. So as we sort that out, the teams will go back to their benches. You're running out of time to catch Wildcat basketball in Moore Gymnasium. This Saturday is the final home game for both the men's and women's teams. You can get your single game tickets available now starting at just $10. Get yours today at bcuathletics.com/tickets or call the ticket office at 386-481-2465. Student admission is always free. Alabama State steals the inbounds pass. McClendon, layup, no. Put back, Bryant, yes. And it's a 7-point Hornet lead right at the end of the first half. And a disastrous end to the first half for Bethune-Cookman, as they've made just one of their last 11 shots, and Alabama State has found a run of form, hitting 3 of their last 4. Open in the middle is Peters. Mid-range jumper, good. That stops a 5-0 Alabama State run. And more clock issues will stop this game with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Five-point lead for Alabama State. Their largest lead was 27-20. The Wildcats' only lead was at 15-13 right at the beginning of the second quarter. Wildcats have scored 9 points from the free throw line in this second quarter. It's the main reason they've been able to keep pace with Alabama State, who's hit 4 threes in this first half. 3 of them from Amari Franklin. That's a travel as Franklin stuttered her feet. And the Wildcats will have 23 seconds left to try and make one final stamp on this first half and lower the deficit. Right here at the end of the first half at Moore Gym. Right now down by 5. Alexandria Johnson controls for the Wildcats. What will the Wildcats draw up here? 10 to go, here comes the play. Johnson to Kelly. Her three-pointer, too strong. Whistle, and it goes out of bounds as it hit the shot clock on top of the basket. And with 4.3 seconds left, the Wildcats will just have to play prevent defense and be comfortable with a 5-point deficit going into the break. Alabama State will not get a shot off, and that's the end of a very messy first half on both sides. The Wildcats only made 5 field goals in the first half, but 11 of 14 from the free throw line means that they're only down by 5 against an Alabama State team that is 50%, 4 of 8 on three-pointers in the first half. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have your first half statistical breakdown, go around the SWAC, and finally hear from Sabrina Petit-Hone to find out what she thought of that first half. We'll be back here on the CatEye Radio Network and SWAC TV. It's Bethune-Cookman University and Alabama State in women's basketball action. It's Alabama State 20 of her team's 4 3-pointers. Simpson's got 3, Reed has 3, McClendon has 3, Smith has 2, Bryant has 2, Ponder has Butler has just 1. Team stats look like this. Alabama State outreached. Wildcats do not have an offensive rebound. Second chance points, 5-0 in favor of Alabama, resulting in 6 points off turnovers for BCU. The Wildcats have turned the ball over 7 times, resulting in 2 points off turnovers for Alabama State. Alabama sent 5 of 23 from the floor in the first half, 1 of 6 on threes, but crucially 11 of 14 from the charity stripe.
And also, we want to make sure that we are taking care of the paint as well, because they have been denying us. So it'll be better for the Wildcats. Like I said earlier, a pretty even game. It's still anybody's game. We just need to tighten up on some things.
A lot of fouls, Pine Bluff and Prairie View A&M and Mississippi Valley. All of those games starts later. Alabama A&M. Alabama A&M has won 12 straight games. They're in first place by a country mile under Dawn Thornton, and they're here on Saturday for Senior Day for BCU women's basketball. But remember, up in Huntsville, they needed a late 3-pointer to beat Bethune-Cookman and keep that streak alive. The defending SWAC champs are back at the Jack. Come catch Bethune-Cookman baseball Friday and Saturday, February 20th at 7 p.m. and 22nd at 1 p.m. as they host Yale in non-conference action. Admission is free, but if you can't make it to the ballpark, watch every moment live for free on youtube.com/CatEye Network or listen live at bcuathletics.com/radio. Baseball team 2-2. Won their opening series against Bradley 2-1, then dropped their first midweek contest against FIU on Tuesday night. But a lot of good things happening out on the baseball diamond. And on the softball diamond, good things are happening too. A big shout out to Bethune-Cookman softball as they took down Utah earlier today, 8-7 in their first game of the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic out in LA. So congratulations, Coach Watton and the softball team, and good luck the rest of the tournament.
That was such a great win from them.
Let's take it back to the keys to the game that I talked about right at the top. For Alabama State, it was find interior presence. Their top rebounder, Clearia Peterson, is out for the game with an injury. Who will step up and take the lead? Well, it's been rebounding by committee. 5 rebounds apiece for McClendon and Pooler to lead in that regard. For the Wildcats, Tyler in the game. And for the Wildcats, my key to the game was to generate good looks, and they have not been doing in a situation where you're trying to run the pick and roll or the screen and roll at the top of the key, and the roller is
able to rely on your teammate to be able to get that ball for another pass, or at least outlet back to somebody that's in a mid-range or a
Start the half number 2 of basketball here at Moore Gymnasium. Bethune-Cookman in the all pink,
which looks lovely on the lane.
Over as Kaylin Peters rips the ball away from Alana Pooler. 11th turnover of the game for Alabama. KP picks up her dribble, shovels it across to Sinai Tyler. Damani Dorsey, who had 5 first-half points. She drives in, pulls up a tough shot, just clips the front of the rim. Trying to do too much. The time winding down on the shot clock. Here's Taylor Smith. Outside to Pooler. Baseline back to Smith. To the top of the key for Pooler again. She drives inside and travels with the basketball.
That was definitely 3 steps. But the same way that both teams were able to trap her in that corner and left her teammate open. I want to see that from the Wildcats if there was a pick and roll to happen.
12 turnovers in the first half and 30 seconds for Alabama State. They do turn the ball over the most in the SWAC at 23.5 times per game.
I mean, immediately.
Tonight, Tyler still scoreless in the ball game. Drives in, throws it up, too strong. Tyler Butler got the rebound and got knocked to the ground by Pooler. They will get McClendon for the foul, though, her first. Simpson Smith, Bryant, Ponder, and Flowers, all with 2 fouls for Alabama State. And for Bethune-Cookman, their 2 fouls are on Madison Holden, Sinai Tyler, and Maya Johnson. And Sinai Tyler only played 5 minutes of that first half because he picked up 2 fouls pretty quick in the first quarter. Holden pulls the 3 and misses too strong. Tyler there for the rebound. Her putback off the underside of the rim. Gets a 3rd opportunity and puts it in.
Second chance points are what's going to save us as well.
The first second chance points of the game for Bethune-Cookman right there. On only their first offensive rebound. Wildcats down by 3, 27-24. Both teams had really long cold spells in the first half. Wildcats switched to a zone look on defense, and a really nice shot by Takeo Walters-Coleman from the elbow over Sinai Tyler. 29-24, back to a 5-point lead for Alabama State. Their largest lead is 7. It was 27-20. Sinai Tyler misses off to the right. And nobody there in the corner for the Wildcats. Taylor Smith, the short corner, the handoff to Simpson.
It's a great position where Holden got on, so she was able to get that offensive rebound. Or offensive foul,
offensive foul as well, yep. The Wildcats 6 for 29. And already they have 6 field goal attempts in this 3rd quarter and are 1 for 6.
Did not waste any time.
That's because of the Alabama State turnovers, but they're not generating good looks, and then their 1 bucket was on a double putback. Dorsey. Elevator screen for Holden. She drives in, tries to dump it off for Johnson, and once again, Alabama State defends that roll well. Long pass ahead, batted out of bounds by Madison Holden.
Great defense, but as we saw down there, there was 2 that pick and roll. They were able to trap her, but Maya Johnson was just not at the right position at the right time. So if she's there, that pass is there as well.
Akiria Flowers will come in for Alabama State, the Fort Lauderdale native, the freshman. Former Sun Sentinel All-County First Team and Athlete of the Year from Fort Lauderdale. Her family has driven all the way up here to Daytona Beach to see her play. There's about 15, 20 of them down behind the ASU bench. There's another 3-pointer for Alabama State. Kaylee Simpson knocks it down. She's the top 3-pointer shooter for the Hornets, as there are 5 of 9 from beyond the arc and killing the Wildcats right now as the lead is up to 8. Madison Holden rips through, tries to finish tough. Maya Johnson with the offensive rebound. Tries to find somewhere to go with the ball, but it's going to be an offensive 3-second violation to turn over for Bethune-Cookman.
Got to be able to use your body, even if it's 3 people, rip.
In the first meeting between these teams back on the last day of January, it was all Alabama State. They won by 18, 78-60. Wildcats trying to avoid a similar fate here tonight, but it is all Alabama State right now as Shemaya Reed flies to the basket and scores. And it's the largest lead of the game for the Hornets at 10 points, 34-24. Timeout, Bethune-Cookman. And they needed it because it was all Bama State right now. A 7-0 run and a 2-minute scoreless streak for the Wildcats. We'll take a break and be right back here at Moore Gymnasium on the CatEye Radio Network and SWAC TV. Back at Moore Gymnasium, a 7-0 sprint over 2 minutes by Alabama State have given them a 10-point lead over Bethune-Cookman, 34-24. When these two teams last met at the end of January, it's not like the offense for Bethune-Cookman was bad. They shot 43% from the floor. They've scored 60 points, which is high for them. But Alabama State raced away with it on the offensive side. They shot almost 60%, 59.6 from the floor in the first game of this series in Montgomery. Kaylin Peters trapped on the baseline. An oft situation for the Wildcats. Catch and shoot for three. No good. A lot of bodies down low. Rebound for the Hornets. That was Shamari Phillips off on her second three-point attempt of the night. McClendon down low in transition. Off the rim, no good. Foul called. It'll stay with the Hornets. They'll catch Maya Johnson for her second foul. Correction, her third personal foul.
And these shots that ASU is really going through right now, it's all fundamental. It's that speed. They're rushing past the Wildcats.
And a lot of times in the first half, they went with that speed and went too fast and turned the ball over.
Yeah.
It's a lot more controlled here in the second half as they have outscored the Wildcats 7-2. Here in quarter number 3, the Wildcats have had 8 shots in the third quarter, only made 1 of them. Kaya Ponder continues the onslaught with more paint points for Alabama State. 12 points the gap. Sinai Tyler flashing in the middle, surrounded by 3 defenders. Open down low, and getting the foul called is Butler.
Got to make these 2 points count. Everything counts.
Tyler Butler has the only free throw misses of the game for the Wildcats. She's 1 of 4 at the line tonight. She does have 7 rebounds. Alexandria Johnson is timed for the team lead in points for BC with 6, all 6 of her points at the free throw line. But Johnson has not played yet in this third quarter. First one good by Butler. Tyler Butler had one of the best seasons in coastal Georgia history last year. Shot 55% from the floor, second team All-Sun Conference in the NAIA. And has been one of the top rebounders in the SWAC this season, standing at only 6'1". Another turnover for Alabama State, heads up cheerleaders. Charlize McClendon comes back in, and defensively, she's been a menace.
Yep. I mean, I was watching her for the last 4 minutes. All right.
Kaylin Peters dribbles through traffic, kicks it out. Shamari Phillips, another 3 attempt, rims out. Foul call. Who's it going to be against? It'll be against Sinai Tyler, and it'll give the ball back to Alabama State. Third foul on Tyler. So now 3 on Tyler and 3 on Maya Johnson.
Such a frustrating position to be in when you're down there and everybody's on you, going up for that rebound.
Wildcats 1 of 9 in the quarter and 0 of 3 from beyond the arc. Trying to get something, anything to go offensively. It just hasn't worked.
Yeah.
And it's allowed ASU to go on a 9-0 run and take a 36-25 lead. McClendon across to Flowers. Flowers guarded by Jordan Brooks, back to McClendon out high. McClendon in the corner. The up fake by Simpson. She drives in, and the bucket will not count as she was fouled by Kaylin Peters.
Oh, Kaylin Peters.
Foul number 30, Kaylin Peters. Second personal.
That's her second.
Substitution, number 23, Maggie.
So Madison Holden comes in for Jordan Brooks.
Number 3, Joe Brooks.
I'm kind of waiting for Alexandria Johnson to come back in the game for the Wildcats. She was one of the only players that could get to the paint in the first half. Speaking of getting to the paint,
that was a nice pass.
In flies Reed. She finds McClendon for the easy shot.
I mean, she has been all over the place.
There's always a quarter
yes.
in this season for the Wildcats, it seems, where they just fall away and don't have an answer. Peters got fouled as she tried to Euro step past a lot of Pooler. And you look at some of these box scores for the Wildcats. I mean, outscored 20-9, could never recover despite outscoring Alabama State in 2 of the last 3 quarters.
Yeah. It's always one.
Against Alcorn State, the first half was good. Then they got outscored 17-0 out the gate in the second half and could not recover. This is Bethune-Cookman basketball on the CatEye Radio Network and SWAC TV. Torillo and Sabrina Pajit home, bringing you all the basketball action and more. Jim, can you believe it's the
real?
Kaylin Peters will head to the line. We went to the break talking about the Wildcats' propensity to have really terrible quarters. I mean, even in their wins, right? You look at Prairie View A&M, they started down 14-4 in the first quarter to Prairie View in that game. Jackson State, they only scored 9 points in the fourth quarters. They had to hang on to win against Jackson State.
It's like a bear claw coming right back up.
And then their other conference win against Florida A&M right the way at the beginning of the season. That's the one game that they've won that they really haven't had a really poor quarter in. Free throws missed by Peters. Down by 12, 38-26. You talked to me in the break and said if the comeback's going to start, it's got to start now.
I mean, immediately. And the Wildcats can.
McClendon underneath, gets a shot away, too strong, rebound by Dorsey. Damani Dorsey has not had a terrific night. Her streak of 6 games with 10+ points in a row is on the line.
We still have a whole quarter left. I know she'll be able to get back to it.
They're gonna run Dorsey off a back screen on the far side. Tough catch in the corner for Janessa Kelly as she's guarded by Pooler, 8 to shoot. Kelly takes the 3, no good off the front of the rim.
But nobody on defense as well.
Here's Reed, coast to coast against Holden, forces her to the corner, flipped back up to Simpson.
Running a 4-1. Team is doing a baseline.
Around
McClendon
the
wide
horn it
open.
goes, Reed for 3, good!
I mean, every single time she runs that baseline, our Tyler pops out for the defense, but McClendon's wide open, so she could either shoot that 3 or bounce pass it down there because there's nobody guarding her.
15-point lead for Alabama State, largest lead of the night.
Yeah. Look.
And down the floor with a nice outlet pass, Kaylee Simpson, the beautiful feed by Flowers, and the Hornets keep pouring it on.
I mean, they are outrunning the Wildcats to the max, but right now the only thing that can stop that is defense.
16-4 in the quarter. And again, nothing there for the Wildcats on offense. 5 to shoot. Holden got to create. Dorsey has to pull up. She got hit on the wrist.
Foul's the only thing that is saving the Wildcats right now, or trying to at least stay above water in this game.
That's really the only thing that saved them in the first half.
Yes.
They hit 11 free throws in the first half and only made 5 field goals. They've only made 6 in the game because they're 1 of 11 in the third quarter.
Alabama State has this unique little form that they're playing. They have all their bigs at the top, you know, and it's, you know, we don't really have much height for the Wildcats. So I guess that's kind of intimidating them a little bit for them not to be able to drive in, but I think that they should still be able to do so regardless. Draw the fouls.
First trip to the free throw line on the day for Damani Dorsey. First one good. She's the top free throw shooter in the conference at 89.1%. 57 of 64 before these. With free throw shooting numbers like the Wildcats have, they're very good.
Yes.
you would think there'd be a more urgency to try and get to the line, but it doesn't seem to be that way.
They're running their 2-2-1 right now.
It did frustrate Bama State in the first half. They're turning the ball over a fair amount against it.
Great.
Now they'll back off and play zone.
I don't think Tyler should be the only one on the bottom of the paint. Oh, there goes Sinai.
McClendon open for a mid-ranger, and she got it. Everything falling right now for Alabama State. They are 8 of 10 in the quarter, 80%.
There's always one.
Alexandria Johnson into the game for the Wildcats. Across to Johnson.
Nice
She attacks the
fake.
closeout. Down low to Butler. She couldn't get to the rim. Kelly catch and shoot three after the around the horn. And finally, the second three-pointer of the game goes down for the Wildcats.
Alexandria Johnson is the answer for this game, simply for the fact that she's able to run the ball in the manner that it gets the Wildcats. Oh, foul.
If that's on Tyler, that's her third. It is. Now, no, her fourth.
Like I was saying earlier, I really do think she's going to be able to run the ball the way it's supposed to be. Not afraid to pump fake. We're not afraid to go into the paint, cause disruption, and gets the Wildcats in line as well.
Both teams in the bonus with 1:47 to go in the third quarter that has been all Alabama State. 18-9 Hornets. Bounce pass to the short corner for McClendon. She has her shot altered, but offensive putback for Norman is there. They are 9 of 11 in the quarter.
You cannot box out anybody from behind.
And again, we have a stoppage for a clock issue. We've had that a couple of times in the game.
Last couple games, yeah.
Dorsey comes out, Holden comes in. (47-31). This went from a close game to a blowout right quick.
That quickly. Off of fundamental and speed. But we still have a whole quarter for the Wildcats to be able to catch up.
They're going to have a big old turnaround.
I mean, overly locked in.
Butler on the baseline, back to Kelly. She fires a three. Wait. Oh, she got it off the fake. Well, Kelly's got 2 threes in the quarter. I thought she missed that one so bad, I didn't even see the bank shot.
Oh, no, we can always count on Janessa.
McClendon kicks it out. Foul called. We'll send McClendon to the line with 56 seconds to go in the quarter. That's the second foul on Tyler Butler. And McClendon is slow to get up. Charlize McClendon, the junior from Waycross, Georgia. Part of one of the best teams of East Georgia State College history. They went undefeated in the regular season. Won a regional title in 2024. She was second in all of the junior college in the country in rebounds per game. In this season, she has 7 double-digit games, including 20 and 15 against Faulkner. She also had 15 points, 10 rebounds against UAPB. Bama State for the first time in over almost 3 decades under new management. Head coach Janetta Hayes, former head coach at Wiley in the NCAA and NAIA, also UMBC, and Texas Southern from 2013 to 2019 takes over. Madison Holden dribbles through traffic, under a minute to go in the quarter.
There she
Alexandria Johnson down low to Butler, has the ball knocked away, goes between her legs and loses out to Simpson, and then Simpson is fouled by Madison Holden, who ends up on her back, and will send Kaylee Simpson to the free throw line. Another turnover for the Wildcats, and another turnover trying to get the ball in the paint. it's kind of too late in the season, Sabrina, to change how you play, right? But Alabama State has done so well in disrupting entry passes into the painted area that you kind of have to change here.
Absolutely. We have to figure out what's going to be able to work for the Wildcats itself. And it's not like they're playing terribly. Not at all. It's just they're running so fast. They've been able to disrupt the Wildcats. They're not giving them a chance to set up for any plays or move the way they want to.
15-point game. 35 seconds to go in the third quarter. Down low to Johnson.
It's big, thank you.
This is the first time Maya Johnson's been open down low, and she scores for the first time today.
I want her to be able to use the body, because once she does, they back up off her.
Shot clock off here in the third quarter. Wildcats down by 14, flying to the rim, no good by Reed. Wildcats with 10. Johnson double team, gets it to Janessa Kelly.
Drive all the way.
Kelly to Johnson, Johnson to Holden. With 3 seconds, Johnson has to put it up, and she missed. The Wildcats just not understanding how much time was left, and they miss a golden opportunity to cut into this lead. They trail by.
What it takes is for you to look up one time, and if it's not you that has the ball, your teammates need to be able. For me, when I was playing, it was always somebody in the post that was looking up at that timer to see how much we had time left, because that could be crucial on changing the element of the game itself.
We'll take a break, and when we come back, it's quarter number 4 here from Moore Gymnasium on the CatEye Radio Network and SWAC TV. Back at Moore Gymnasium as we go to the fourth quarter. 14-point lead for Alabama State, but 2 3-pointers late in that quarter for Janessa Kelly have the Wildcats have trimmed a 17-point lead down to a 14-point lead, but still a long old way back for a Bethune-Cookman team that shot 4 of 15 in the quarter, got outscored 22-14, but at one point was down 17-4 in the quarter as they just couldn't get anything to go for maybe the first 6 minutes of that third.
We have 10 minutes to turn it around. I have faith in the Wildcats. We just have to calm down. Playing a 5, wide open. We have to look down below. Mike, I'm talking about the passes are there.
Kelly to Johnson. Alexandria Johnson drives left, kicks it out to Holden. 10 on the shot clock. Holden gets in, pulls up, knocks down.
Set up for the play. As long as our post and everybody else on the team is making sure that they're creating space for their other players, we're going to be in a good spot.
Wildcats need to be aggressive on defense and force turnovers. Shamaya Reed, a 3, no. Rebound to Butler. Alabama State has turned the ball over 14 times. Kelly, down low to Johnson. She got held by Franklin. As Johnson hits the deck, Amari Franklin picks up her first foul.
Certain passes can't be an overhead. No McDonald arches. Bounce pass. Right into it.
And it's Dorsey and Johnson that I want to see come. Gets out of the corner. Guarded by Pooler. Down low Johnson. Johnson, and then Johnson leans on her a bit too much. And that is Maya Johnson. So 2 of the 3 bigs for the Wildcats now with 4 fouls. Sanai Tyler and Maya Johnson. And it looks like the solution will be to let Johnson ride. No, they'll bring in Shamari Phillips and play 4 guards.
Here's an incoming 21, Artie Phillips, from number 39.
now Alabama State has a mismatch down low. They've got two bigs in the game with McClendon and Franklin against just Tyler Butler for the Wildcats.
There she goes. All the
Vanessa
way.
Kelly picks off a pass, goes to the lane and scores.
Nice little Euro from Vanessa. Like I said, we could always count on her for those little small plays that turn into big ones, actually.
Back to a 9-point game here to start the fourth quarter. Wildcats have started well. Taylor Smith will slow it down for Alabama State. Almost loses the handle, guarded by Holden. Back to Smith in the corner. Shamaya Reed shimmies and shakes, 6 on the shot clock. Gets in, tries to throw it back, and the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Hornet ball, but 3 seconds on the shot clock. That was well defended by Tyler Butler down low.
The Wildcats are number 6.
That time it was the Wildcats denying that entry pass.
Flowers for the Hornets.
Flowers checks in, goes into McClendon, fading away, short, rebound
No time on the clock.
to the Hornets. A missed jumper by Flowers, and the Wildcats will take it. Johnson, under 8 minutes to go in the game. Wildcats down by 9. Butler in the high post. They tried to run a screen and Vanessa Kelly made an offensive foul as Kelly couldn't get over Shamaya Reed. That was
I don't like that call. Not a fan of that one. It happened, but I'm not a fan.
Wildcats on a 6-0 run, but now have to go back on defense. I've gotten lucky that ASU has not continued their shooting streak into the fourth quarter. They shot 69% in the third. Wide open in the corner is Simpson. She knocks down a 3, and that's a bit of a backbreaker right there.
Still have enough time. Wildcats are figuring it out slowly but surely, but it's working for them.
Back to a 12-point game now. Wildcats need as many defensive stops as they can. Every point backbreaking. KP Peters on the baseline. Tries to shovel it up with her left hand. McClendon battling for it, gets the rebound, throws it ahead to Flowers. Empty possession. Oh my goodness, Flowers throws that ball in next Tuesday.
I think the security guard was waiting for that pass over there.
Do you think that the cheerleaders and the security guards, the people that stand courtside are just waiting for one to come like perfectly to them? They'll put up a catch and shoot.
I mean, right there. If it was me, I would have done it, Mike.
Jordan Brooks checks back in. Been pretty quiet today, Brooks. Peters.
All the way.
Ahead of steam to the paint.
Thank you.
Got the layup with the right hand.
They're going to move out the way.
Janessa Kelly's got 10 for the Wildcats. Nobody else more than 7. Flowers steps across the time stripe. Finds a wide open Simpson on the baseline. Down low to Ponder. Ponder wrapped up, and the ball is taken away by the Cats. And then Peters gives it right back to Flowers for the layup.
My goodness.
Kelly, the long pass, the stretch, extra pass. Down low, Phillips finds an easy one.
Wildcats are fighting their heat. They're fighting what's working for them. That 2-2-1 is going to be a great pressure. Stop them.
11-point game. Wildcats need stops. They almost got one last time.
Yep.
Simpson in the corner. Resets to Flowers. Devontae Dorsey getting set to check back in for the last 6 minutes of this one. Wildcats barely in touching distance, down 11, but needs stops. Flowers in front of her family, who's all here tonight. Puts up a runner in the lane, no good. Rebound Butler.
I think ASU starting to see, all the way.
Jordan Brooks does go all the way. Has her shot rejected by McClendon.
Wasn't expecting her to be up there, Mike. Her back was turned, and all I saw was a hand that went up.
So Damani Dorsey comes in. She'll replace Shomari Phillips. Everybody who's got in for the Wildcats tonight has scored, but not very many have scored a lot. Butler, tough catch. McClendon rips the ball away. Another turnover. McClendon throws the ball away again.
Wiley was waiting for that one, I'm telling you.
Oh my goodness.
Wiley was waiting for that one.
The Wildcats living dangerously 18 turnovers for Alabama State, 12 for the Wildcats, which is low for them. They average 20 and a half per game. But still, they've come at very inopportune times. Jordan Brooks will run the point. She only has 2 points tonight. Hand off to Kelly.
Not a good pick. I shouldn't have set that pick right there.
Kelly draws 2, finds Dorsey. Mid-range jumper, hangs on the rim, no good. Foul called. It'll stay down here with the Cats as McClendon displaced Butler. They're gonna get Reed actually for it, her second. Of all the fouls, the 18 of them that have been called on Alabama State, nobody's got 4 for the Hornets yet.
You would think.
Cats down 10. Phillips in the corner, ball tapped away. It'll stay with the Cats as Alana Pooler playing aggressive defense. Wildcats will run stack here. Phillips the inbounder.
McClendon is holding down that pink right now.
Brooks. 18 on the shot clock. And another shot clock issue will stop the game. Brooks drives in, that layup won't count. Oh no, it's an offensive foul. I didn't even see it called.
Me neither.
14 foul.
And apparently, neither did Coach Creighton. She's going to argue the game clock wasn't running,
Yeah.
which it wasn't.
But I don't think it was an offensive foul.
So we're going to go to, I think we're going to go to review here, because if the game clock never started, this is just hoping. But I think that the Wildcats will get possession back. It'll reset to where the game clock was. But anyway, Janessa Kelly has 10 points tonight. Alexandria Johnson 6, Tamani Dorsey 7, Kaylin Peters with 9. Everybody else who's played has 2. Brooks, Butler, Phillips, Holden, Tyler, and Johnson. For Alabama State, Simpson's got 12, Franklin's got 11. 3 3-pointers and 2 free throws for Franklin. Simpson, 4 out of 4 from the floor tonight, 2 twos, 2 threes. You love Bethune-Cookman Wildcats Radio, the podcast that takes you behind the scenes of all 15 Wildcat sports programs. Hosted by Voice of the Wildcats sports information staff at Wildcats Radio. Delivers unparalleled coverage of your favorite teams. Tune into 1380 WELA Daytona Beach every Saturday to catch the show live or listen anytime on your favorite podcast platform. So the Wildcats do turn the ball over. The offensive foul does stand. They'll put 5:13 on the game clock. And we will go to a media timeout. Wildcats down 10, looking for a miracle run in the last 5 minutes when we come back here on the CatEye Radio Network and SWAC TV. Nike is the official outfitter of the Bethune Nike gear at nike.com/Bethune-Cookman Wild. Make sure you're representing Bethune-Cookman University Athletics to the fullest, featuring all new items by the store. Go to bcuathletics.com and click on shop to find the newest BCU clothing and apparel. That's bcuathletics.com and click on shop. Bethune-Cookman down 10 to Alabama State. Here with 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, they have outscored Alabama State 8-5 in this quarter, but Bama State has the ball back after an offensive foul. Shemaya Reed flies in, no whistle, rebound will stay with the Wildcats. If that went off of Pooler or Kelly, but the referee had the better angle.
It's obvious that
here's Damani Dorsey's had a tough night, just 7 points for her. Can she turn it around in the last 5 minutes? On the baseline, Janessa Kelly, floater good. Nice. It is Janessa Kelly's second half. She has 12 points.
Told you, she's there when you need her.
Wildcats need stops and they need turnovers. They break the press with Simpson. Simpson, double teamed, timeout. Called by Coach Janetta Hayes.
Still a pretty close game though, Mike. I don't know. I still think that the Wildcats have it in them to come back. 46-54. It has to be a little bit more aggressive, but it has to be clean at the same time.
Stay up to date with everything Bethune-Cookman Athletics by checking out the Wildcats on social media. Give BCU Athletics a like on Facebook and follow the Wildcats on X and Instagram at BCU_athletics. For the latest on BCU women's basketball, follow at BCU WBB on X and Instagram. There is no BC without you. Show your support for Bethune-Cookman Athletics by joining the Wildcat Champions Club today. Help us build a championship culture at Bethune-Cookman. You can donate and join at bcuathletics.com/champions club today. Sabrina, how important is it when the press gets broken and you don't get that turnover to drop into your zone as fast as possible?
They have to immediately, because at that point you're just giving up points. There's nobody down there. Everybody's on, and then especially since it's a half-court press, you have literally less than 2 people on the opposite team that's there. It's really important. You're just giving away points at that point.
Wildcats forced a timeout with the aggressive trap. 4.5 to go. Wildcats down 54-46. Alabama State trying to win their 3rd game in a row. An 8th game in 9, as they've been one of the hottest teams in the SWAC in the back half of the season, including a win over Southern. Their conference losses were Alabama A&M, who's only lost 1 game, Alcorn State and Jackson State right at the beginning of the season. In the corner, it's Reed. Flips it back to McClendon. All the way across and out of bounds.
Game changer.
Alabama State turns the ball over for the 19th time. The Wildcats only have 12 points off of the 18 turnovers. Have not capitalized on the opportunities that the Hornets have given them.
Hornets are still in a 2-2-1, but in a zone.
Tyler Butler attacks, creates space, and finishes.
That's what we need.
Right back into the press. Reed across to Simpson. Down low. Nia Johnson does enough to bottle her up. Here comes Holden. Down low, Dorsey. She'll reverse course, find Johnson. Johnson back to Dorsey on the wing. Dorsey got hip checked by Franklin, and that's a foul.
I wish they would have called it right after, because that shot definitely went in too.
All right, Franklin's second personal. 20 fouls on Alabama State, nobody with 4, only 2 with 3. That's how spread out the foul situation is for the Hornets. The Wildcats have Sinai Tyler and Maya Johnson both with 4 fouls here in this fourth quarter. Little break as we're once again checking that the clock is correct. 3:44 to go in the game, 20 on the shot clock. Wildcats have found it tough inbounding at dead ball situations here. This time it's a clean one to hold it. And once again, it's a shot clock issue as the shot clock didn't run. And so there'll be 12 seconds on the shot clock, but the game clock didn't run. The shot clock did.
Yeah.
There'll be 12 seconds on the shot clock, so Wildcats got to get this in and then get into an offensive set really quick. Maya Johnson will trigger the inbound. Wildcats trying to erase a 17-point deficit that they were in at the 2:24 mark near the end of the third quarter. 10 on the shot clock for Madison Holden. Another stoppage of play. Hands on the head from Coach Janelle Creighton Del Rosario, as this is just wasting time for the Wildcats to get into an offensive set. And now both teams will go to the benches. This is unbelievable.
It is. It's tiring. At this point, can't run the play that you want to. It's going to throw the whole entire balance off.
And this is completely killing the Wildcat momentum. They were on a 6-0 run.
Yes. And we're really close right now, 48-54.
Support the Wildcats like never before. Bethune-Cookman Athletics has partnered with Influxer to bring you officially licensed, co-branded NIL merchandise featuring your favorite players' names and numbers. Proceeds from each purchase directly support Wildcat student athletes. Show your support for your favorite Wildcats today at bcuathletics.com/NIL merch. I still think, Sabrina, that the Wildcats' best chance is getting back to the free throw line.
Yes.
They have not gone there here in the fourth quarter, but they are 15 of 20, 75% for the game, including a 6-for-6 night for Alexandria Johnson.
She's been amazing all night. The Wildcats have been too. Janessa Kelly has been our silent killer for tonight as well. To those little plays that you don't expect somebody to be there, she's there.
Janessa Kelly tied for the lead of all scorers with 12. She's tied with Kaylee Simpson for Alabama State, who's also got 12. Franklin for the Hornets has 10. Kaylin Peters has 9 for Bethune-Cookman. Dorsey has 7. Johnson has 6. Shemaya Reed has 8 for Alabama State. Sharice McClendon has 8 as well. And a lot of discussion going on. And it looks like they're changing out the game clock operator switch. I'll tell you what, that's a first for me. I've never seen a game clock operator switch in the middle of a game.
It had to happen. Something wasn't working.
So the physical switch that the game clock operator is using is being unplugged from the scoreboard, and a different one is being plugged in.
Oh, so it's probably the switcher. Oh, there it is.
Head of facilities, Alvin Wyatt, down there overseeing proceedings, along with the referees. But really, who's been hurt the most is the Wildcats, who went from having 20 on the shot clock and the ball in play to 3 failed inbound attempts due to the clock, and down to 7 on the shot clock.
That's definitely going to ruin the momentum. We got to make sure that energy is still there.
That's the opposite of home court advantage.
Yes.
Home court disadvantage.
Don't want to call it too soon.
Wildcat women's basketball will wrap up their home schedule on Saturday at 3 p.m. as they'll face the red-hot Alabama A&M Bulldogs.
Too fast, too fast. But baseball is fun, though.
And then they'll go on the road for the final 3 games: Grambling State, Southern, and Florida A&M.
Yes.
That March 5th game against Florida A&M will be a CatEye Radio Network only, audio only broadcast, as we'll make the trip up to Tallahassee. So both.
The game goes smoothly with the shot clock malfunction. When it comes down to 5 seconds left on the shot clock,
So the PA announcer is going to have to count down in the last 5 seconds due to the misfunctioning shot clock. I've heard of this happening one other time. A part of it happening.
This is interesting.
As a long technical delay, this Wildcat comeback. I just got a side eye from Larry Steele, who is the producer of, and he just gave me a look like, you mean I'm gonna have to do that?
Wasn't expecting it, but hey.
If you weren't listening earlier, shout out to Wildcats softball. They're in California at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. They picked up a win over Utah 8-7 earlier this afternoon. Follow on socials at BCU Softball to see all of her great content from this week. Alabama State 54 in the third quarter, shooting almost 70% from the floor, 9 of 13. Clock. 3 minutes and 31 seconds to go in the ball game.
Nice tight inbound play.
Got to get the ball in clean. They do to Kelly. Across to Dorsey. Dorsey on the baseline. Double team. Kicks it back out to Kelly. Butler to the loop. She's fouled and will go to the line.
You talked about earlier before our immediate timeout is the best thing that's going to be able to save the Wildcats right now to catch up as quickly as we want to is attack that paint.
But if you're the Wildcats, maybe the one person you don't mind is Tyler Butler. She is 2 of 6 today. She's the only one that's missed a free throw at all.
Let's hope that she's be able to pack it in today.
First one good. Rattled down. 3:20 to go. Second 50. The Wildcats have once again rallied on their home floor to make it a 4th. And Devontae Dorsey rips the ball away from McClendon. And she scores!
Like I said, Mike, we had 10 minutes and the Wildcats were able to get back to where they needed to.
2-point game, 54-52. In the corner, here's a 3, no good. Rebound, hold it.
Take your time, set up the play, run the play.
Holden at the top of the key, guarded by Shemaya Reed. Dorsey,
nice.
Up fake, drives, mid-range jumper, yes! Tie game!
Where is this energy coming from, Mike? I love it.
The Wildcats have turned the game on its head.
Exactly.
Tie game at 54, 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Flowers on the wing, Ponder at the top of the key. In the corner, here's Simpson. Simpson against Butler, goes left and right to the baseline, throws it up. Oh, a foul is called late.
I don't like that call at all.
And the crowd agrees with you, and so does Coach Janelle Creighton Del Rosario.
The hands are straight up, Mike. Still have 2 minutes and 17 seconds to let it play out.
Tyler Butler now, that's her 3rd foul. She's played 32 minutes.
Defensively, she did her job.
Kaylee Simpson, the 73% free throw shooter, toes the line. From the line today makes the first one, a 1-point lead for Alabama State. The Wildcats have not led 13 with 5 minutes and 27 seconds left to go in the first half. What a fight back for the Wildcats to be even in this position. They've shot 66% from the floor in the 4th quarter and outscored the Hornets 18-6. Hold it. Entry pass. Flowers. Around the horn it goes, 3 on the way, good! A dagger for Alabama State, 59-54. That was Norman with the 3.
Does this shot solidify that?
Horn set, Holden, back to Johnson. Damani Dorsey pulls up, in and out. Johnson with the rebound, put back, foul call.
That's all I'm asking. We knew the shot wasn't going to go in just the way that she went up, but all I asked was her to have the effort so she could draw the foul. That's all I was asking.
So now Ponder and Pooler both have 4 fouls for Alabama State.
Minute and 29 seconds.
5-point lead for the Hornets. What a clutch shot. That was Amari Franklin, excuse me, with that last 3-pointer, not Norman.
Yeah.
What a clutch shot from her. Maya Johnson misses the free throw, and you talk about Butler not being one you want at the line. Maya Johnson, 43% on her free throws this year.
These are the games, these are the shots, Mike, like I said earlier before, is what we're going to need to solidify these points.
4-point game. Wildcats need a stop or a turnover.
Yep.
McClendon in the backcourt. Across it goes to Reed. Flips it back to Flowers. Flowers playing back in her home state for the first time. This goes to Pooler, and they throw it out of bounds. Turnover 21 for Alabama State. And the Wildcats, with 1:09 to go, have a chance to pull this to a 1-possession game.
I need Sanai Tyler in this game right now. Like, that's what's going to change the game. She needs to be in the post.
Holden.
1 minute.
Holden driving in. Contact. Throws it back to Janessa Kelly. 15 on the shot clock. Kelly, the handoff to Holden. 12, now 10. Holden. Still Holden. Got fouled and will go to the line. That was creating something out of nothing there.
I'm okay with that, but can we please put Sanai Tyler in this game? I think she really changed the post.
Tyler's got 4 fouls, as does Maya Johnson, who remains in.
This will be a great time to put her in.
Alexandria Johnson also on the bench.
Annie going to the line, shooting 2.
Madison Holden at the line. First one good. She, along with Damani Dorsey, are 2 of the top free throw shooters in the SWAC. Holden in the top 5 in free throw percentage in the conference. One more to make it a 2-point game with 44 seconds left. Still a lot of timeouts. This game is not ending anytime soon. Timeout Alabama State,
there it is,
as they've got 1 left after this one. They will advance the ball up by 2. 44 seconds left. The Wildcats need
all 4 people on the top, side down to the baseline. That's going to pull out our post defenders out. McClendon's going to be there in the post open. That's going to hit the 2, but either way, she might hit the 3. And that's what they've been running this entire time. Either the 3 is open, if the 3 isn't open, they drop down.
Rallied, scored 16 straight points at one point to pull this back. Tie game. Then Alabama State hit a couple of clutch shots. A 3 by Franklin. She's 4 of 5 from downtown. So McClendon to take a 5-point lead. The Wild. And it is 59-57. 44 seconds to go. Wildcats looking for a stop. Here we go. The 3-point sniper today. Back to Flowers. Driving, gets Holden. Gets past her. Kicks it out.
Nice.
Tipped out of bounds by Damani Dorsey. Dorsey, the preseason Defensive Player of the Year in the SWAC.
And it's showing up today as every other game.
20 seconds on the shot clock. 33.9 on the game clock. Alabama State could seal this with a bucket. McClendon takes the inbounds pass. She's double teamed. Picks up her dribble back to Reed.
They're going to keep passing it at this point.
Flowers in the corner. Flowers gets free on the baseline, and she got fouled. And that will send her to the line, as that's the 5th foul on the Wildcats in the quarter. Chaos down the stretch at Moore Gymnasium, as I think Nakiria Flowers lost her shoe. And that's Maya Johnson's 5th foul. So here comes Sanai Tyler back in.
Substitution incoming 25.
You're going to have to rely on some missed free throws here. Nakiria Flowers, 2 points in the game, 1 of 6 shooting. This is her first trip to the line. On the season, she's a 50% free throw shooter, 18 of 36. 2 here pretty much secures it, which would put the Hornets back up by 4.
21.
Good on the first, front iron, back iron down. 3-point game. Janessa Kelly, who's hit 2 of 4 threes tonight, is still in there for the Wildcats if they need a 3. Second one good, 4-point game, timeout Wildcats. You gotta go quick and get a bucket. Doesn't matter if it's a 2 or a 3, because now you're playing the foul game.
Yes, it has to be a foul on the 3-point line if Janessa Kelly is gonna be out there at the line and solidify it.
Impressive fight back from the Wildcats here in the 4th quarter. They've outscored the Hornets 21-12, but again, you talk about going cold for long stretches of time. You know that 3rd quarter where you just had nothing.
Yeah.
And it was too late. Janessa Kelly 3-pointers that even got you anything in that quarter got outscored 22-14. We're down by 17 points at one point. We're down by 14 going into the 4th. We've seen this script so much, not enough. I mean, Southern, Grambling, Alcorn, Jackson, all were winnable for the Wildcats. They either started bad in the first half or the second half, and then seeing that again tonight.
I mean, you talk about, going, like you said earlier, long periods of time, it really does show up in those later games, and it affects us really bad. But, the Wildcats did an amazing job playing catch-up, 16 back.
And Prairie View A&M and Mississippi Valley State are both just underway. It was the earliest tip-off around the SWAC tonight. Shot clock off, 21.2.
Cannot at all.
An Alabama State player goes down. Holden, the kick. Kelly for 3. Good!
Mike got the 3-point line, and that's exactly what happened.
She was fouled. And she's going to go to the line to try and tie this thing up. Unbelievable.
No, Mike, I'm a seer. No, seriously, I'm a seer. Because I just said it literally like 2 minutes ago. Amazing shot. Like I said earlier, Janessa Kelly is going to show up when she's needed, and she's there every time. This is 15 points for her. 16, going to be 16 points. I can't believe I just called that. That's crazy.
Janessa Kelly, she missed it. McClendon gets the rebound. The Wildcats don't foul, and the Hornets are gonna run it out. They turn it over though, 2 seconds left. Wildcats out of bounds is the call.
Oh.
Alabama State ball, the Wildcats don't get the timeout. Madness at Moore Gym, and it looks like the Wildcats are gonna come out. The ball went out of bounds.
They want to review a call. Coaches are wanting to review the call.
This might not be something they can review though.
It's different in the women's game.
We shall see. There's currently 0.4 seconds left. Alabama State had a chance to run the clock out, turned it over. The Wildcats tried to get the ball back to shooting position, tried to call timeout. The ball ended up out of bounds. Tyler Butler ended up on the floor. She's just now getting up.
I'm still shocked that I called it.
But the missed free throw from Janessa Kelly
I was not expecting that one.
is going to cost the Wildcats dearly.
Yeah.
On the season, she's now 4 of 8 from the free throw line.
Oh, it's a review.
They are going to go to review, but it's maybe just to see how much time is left, not who has possession. I don't think you can review if you called a timeout or not, because that's something that the officials
Would
have to see and then call, and they didn't do that on the floor.
Wow.
So you may get 1 or 2 seconds put back on the clock, but then Alabama State would have the ball, and you would need something like what happened at the end of the Florida A&M game.
The conclusion of this game will be the men's
The Wildcat men's team waiting to come warm up. Men against Alabama State coming up 30 minutes after this game. We'll have it for you on the CatEye Radio Network and SWAC TV. What a review this will be. You got to determine a couple things here. One.
So I'm going to see what's going on here as well, too.
So it looks like there might be 1.8 seconds on the clock. Wildcats going to put all their shooters in as Shomari
exactly
Phillips comes in. As it stands, 0.4 on the clock. Alabama State ball out of bounds, leading 61-60. And the Hornets looking to pull off a great escape at Moore Gym. They would move to 10-4 in the SWAC and maintain their third place position.
Yeah. How much time is on? 9 seconds. Oh, 1.8.
And Alabama State ball, the Wildcats did not get a timeout. So they're going to need to steal the inbounds pass here. The exact same situation from the Florida A&M game all the way back in the beginning of January. In that game, Kalen Peters stole the inbounds pass in this gym for the Lady Wildcats.
Always enough.
If they turn it over, the Wildcats might not have enough time to get an easy shot up.
That was a kind of a smart play on the Alabama State on behalf of their.
The Wildcats had a chance to tie. They were down 4. Janessa Kelly missed the free throw that would have probably sent us to overtime.
Yeah.
And need a miracle. But again, I'm going to run through all the times that the Wildcats have been at home, been down big in the second half, rallied, and came up short. Southern, Grambling, Alcorn, Jackson. Alcorn on the road last week. Alabama A&M on the road.
So we naming all the games right?
Tallest player on the floor right now is the Wildcats have all their shooting guards in. They would need to take a half-court heave if they get this steal.
It's going to have to be Sinai that's going to be the one to heave it.
1.8 on the clock. All Alabama State needs to do is get an easy inbounds.
Or hold it down to 5 seconds.
They get it to the corner, they throw it away, and Alabama State hangs on and beats Bethune-Cookman 61-60. Here are your final scoring totals for the contest. First for Alabama State. Simpson and Franklin both had 14, both were 4 of 6 on the floor. Franklin 4 of 5 on 3. She was unbelievable. Reed had 8, McClendon had 8, Walters had 5, Flowers 4, Ponder 4, Smith 2, 5 from beyond the arc, but 0 for 1 from the free throw line, and that one was a game streak of 10-plus points.
I told you she was going to get it back, Mike.
She ended with 11. Kalen Peters had 9, had 4, Johnson 3, Tyler 2, Phillips 2, and Brooks 2. Team stats look like this. Alabama State out-rebounded Bethune-Cookman 37-32, and 8-7 Wildcats on the offensive glass, though. Second chance points 9-3 in favor of Alabama State. Assists 11-10 in favor of Alabama State. Turnovers 21-15. Alabama State had 18 points off turnovers for the Wildcats. Bethune-Cookman turned the ball over 15, leading to 16 points off turnovers for the Hornets. Both teams had 16. 24 total fouls, but nobody fouled out for them. Their shooting splits look like this: 20 of 47 from the floor, 42 pulled away up by 17. The Wildcats were eventually unable to come back from. They were 57% from 3, 8 of 14. That was of 52. 30% from beyond the arc, 4 of 13 from 3. Janessa Kelly had 3 of those 4. Triple.
Yeah. And it happens same time, but we just have to give it to the Wildcats itself. You know, triggers the Wildcats to be able to tighten everything up going into the next game against Alabama A&M this weekend.
The Wildcats have one more home game. They'll celebrate Senior Day on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern as they play Alabama A&M. We're going to take Hornets, Bethune-Cookman, and Alabama State. Once again, your final score, Bethune-Cookman 60, Alabama State 61. Game